Rainbow Six Siege is a multiplayer first-person shooter based on the old Rainbow Six games. You play as an operator and either defend bombs or hostages from terrorists or other operators, or assault in the same manner, with the addition of a classic mode if you just want some good old-fashioned team deathmatch. You can customize your operators with loadouts of your own design by purchasing new operators and equipment using the in-game earnable currency, Renown. The gameplay is the bread and butter of Siege. It's the only thing that this game focused on, and it did a pretty damn good job with it. You have your choice between the typical player versus player multiplayer mode, whether that be casual or ranked, or stuffing your own friends into a big custom match. This is filled with the GG too easy trolls you can expect from shooters, whether they are hiding on your team or the enemy team. You can play Terrorist Hunt, which is players versus AI with 3 difficulty settings of normal, hard, and realistic. Realistic, though, is just close to insta-lock-on and kill AI, but it is certainly the most fun mode if you enjoy a challenge. And lastly, you have situations, which I'll talk about later. From breaching through walls to infiltrating with drones and using cameras and your operator special abilities to your advantage, the gameplay of Siege is what makes it worth coming back to. It's the best part of this game. As for the story, the campaign, the thing the Rainbow Six series is known and loved for, it's not here. Instead, you have situations. 10 single-player missions where they basically throw renown at you if you complete their optional objectives for the first time while basically teaching you how to play the game. Honestly, the situations game mode is pathetic and only worth touching to grab the renown the first time around. It's boring and pointless because you play by yourself without any narrative to drive you along, and once you complete an objective once, you no longer get the renown for it. You simply get the typical end of mission rewards, which for situations is about 1/3 of the renown rewards you get for Terrorist Hunt and 1/5 of what you get in multiplayer. One downside to this game is that its online services run off of Ubisoft's typical peer-to-peer strategy, and we all know about how well that works by now.
Seconds left.
Holy shit, what the last?
Bomb will be defused in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's some serious lag going on.
Enemy has located the diffuser. 15 seconds left. Hostiles have found the diffuser.
This game is graphically gorgeous. It could definitely use some optimization work since the game seems to be designed for 50 to 60 FPS with everything on and up to 4 times anti-aliasing. 8 times is very hard to achieve in this game for some reason, even with the best CPUs on the market. I haven't met anyone who can maintain a stable 60 frames per second with 8 times anti-aliasing on. But if you leave it on anyway, the game looks amazing. The sound effects are very nice as well. The footsteps when someone walks around you, the impact of explosions, and the deafening ring in your ear if you stand too close to one, or when a flash grenade goes off. It's all very well done. Other than the lack of a campaign, there's only 2 other cons I can really find to this game. The first is that the matchmaking is some of the worst matchmaking I have ever seen. In multiplayer, it gets hung up once you get your team together because it can't find another team to play against. In co-op, you'll be waiting for 2 minutes to get enough persons to get a hard match, and sometimes up to 7 minutes for realistic. Whether that's bad matchmaking or a dying player base, I don't know. The stats say this game is only getting more and more players as time goes by, but the matchmaking indicates that it has died hard since release. And this is from someone who plays on the Eastern server, the East Coast server. This is where a majority of the players are, and where players that get assigned to other regions typically transfer to find a match easier. Secondly, there's really just not a lot to do. Once you get your fill of the multiplayer and co-op, which really doesn't take that long, and maybe even try out the situations, which all 10 of which would only take an hour tops to complete, you run out of things to do. There's no content here, no persistence, no progression other than unlocking everything. And if you buy the season passes, the hardest things to unlock are given to you. Once you have everything, what then? Overall, Rainbow Six Siege is definitely an amazing game. I absolutely love it. I love to play it with my friends, but there's not much of a reason to play it by yourself. This game gets a solid 7 out of 10. It's a good game. It's great for what it's trying to be, but it could have been so much more. It could have been so much better. Definitely something to pick up if you have friends to play it with. But be warned, if you're a solo player, you might find yourself running out of reason to play it long before you get your $40 worth. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next Res Reviews.
On the hostage.
I wanted to heal you. I wanted to be a hero.
The threat has been eliminated.
You're going to be all right, mon ami.
Op 4 eliminated.